I had to exile my stupid son, who I love with all of my heart, because he fucking came from behind me as I was flipping, and the last thing I want to do is hurt my children that I love so dearly. And so I hope none of you think that I am being irresponsible, because I'm not flipping near my cat. He's just bum rushing. Holy shit. This is such an interesting way of packing a knife, and I hate it. Okay. As I am struggling to figure out how to undo this tape, check the coffee in the description, and you know, a little bit goes a long way. And I also, you know, I cover the overhead of shipping knives to and from temp trades. Great. You get to try really great things without having to buy, you know, like if I want to try this, it's a $600 knife. And so thankfully I can just temporarily trade for one with NRB. Speaking of NRB, here is the Vortex. Whoa, gold. Vortex V3. So, this is a channel aluminum knife. It clocks in at 3.63. That's pretty light. The Vortex is a channel aluminum Balisong. It's got face texturing, and it is one of many channel aluminum Balisongs. I don't know how well this did in terms of sales, but it and the Nemesis V3 had pre-orders at the same time, and I tried a Nemesis V2 and I didn't love it, particularly because it was really heavy and rectangular. I love the Koenig. I love the Koenig. The Vortex, though, is purely just a trainer. It's got a pretty simple, straightforward, but honestly, I like this design of a trainer blade. Kind of makes me think of the squid trainer, but like has a little bit more going on. This bite marker, simple, does the trick. Jimping, both sides, and a faux speed channel. Texture, pretty simple. Dot 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 line, dot dot dot. Kind of just like NRB's logo, which is just 3 dots in a line. And let's flip this. This is really light, yeah. Neutral. Whoa, okay. That was going into that twirl was just like it almost flew out of my hand. This is solid. I like this. It's light. It's not for everyone. 3.6 whatever. But NRB makes good fucking knives. And yes, some of them are older designs. Like the Nemesis, while I didn't love it, was an older design. He did make a V3, and he changed some elements of it. I hear it's better. I hear that it addressed a lot of my problems with it. The Vortex, I know he also has, like, I think the Outcast, and there is also the Koenig Trainer, which I think is more expensive. The Koenig Trainer and the Koenig in general also just have a weight system on the bottom of the handle. This does not. This is just purely just, you know, it is what it is. You want the balance, you either like it or you don't. Theoretically, if you wanted to add more tip weight, I don't think there are zippy inserts, but if someone asks really nicely, you know, you can maybe get one. I honestly don't hear people talking about this or flipping this, but having tried this, I'm impressed. It is trainer only, and I think that's fine. As we all know, or maybe you don't, but as many of us know, the channel aluminum market is quite saturated and very, very difficult to contend with. And a lot of people made aluminum Balisongs as a way to try and fight for their piece of the pie in a market where they started to see trends going towards plastic and aluminum instead of titanium. Now, this is tricky because while a lot of people are buying aluminum knives because they're more affordable, it is also a very hotly contested market, mostly dominated by the Kraken. Again, not my Kraken, but I miss my Kraken. I'll get a Kraken V3 maybe someday, but I don't regret the trade one bit. I got a fucking Gaboon with the Kraken and an ultralight, and I'm just like, fuck yeah. Anyways, this it's really good. It's got character. It's certainly much lighter than a lot of its competition. I have a Koenig, and so I am a proud Channel Aluminum by Nrb owner. Now, does the Vortex have its own merit? Yeah. The Koenig is much more handle bias, I will say. This feels very neutral, very light, very agile. This is a really solid knife. Now, I am going to say, while I think this is really solid and really good, and I don't remember how much, I want to say it was like 180 or maybe even less. Regardless, the price is fair. I think the price is reasonable. It's neutral in like most, like very, 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 maybe like point, like neutral minus in that there's like a slight handle bias. But like it feels really good. Like I am doing tricks, and while I'm maybe not necessarily talking about fanning and twirls and ladders and rollovers in like extreme detail, I'm doing them so easily that I'm just like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is like just super easy for me, because I like light knives. I like light, I like neutral, and this is that. I think the sound is a little ringy. Clacking is good. Good tolerances. I think Nrb fixed this up before sending it to me. This is really solid. It's really solid. However, I understand that because the market is so competitive, the Vortex may not have stood a chance in, like, I don't know how well the Vortex did, but I don't hear people talk about it, nor do I see them. And so I am a little worried that it didn't sell well. And that's a shame, because it's good. But I also understand it's sort of, I dare say, unremarkable. And I hate saying that, because this is good. This is a really good, solid knife. It's just a very, very saturated market. I have, over there, a row just channel aluminum knives. I had a Kraken, which I don't anymore, but I had a Kraken. I have a Sirius, I have a Koenig, I have a Alu Jian, I have a Alu Turbid, I have an Amp from Frankenforge, I have an Icarus, which I will say is a little bit of an oddball. I have a Squid Trainer, I have an Orion, which is sandwich, I have a Nautilus, which is also sandwich, and a Trident, which is also sandwich, and I have a Thai Antarctic, but I've also flipped an aluminum Antarctic, which is when people complain about aluminum being slippery, it's the aluminum Antarctic. So I have 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 channel aluminum Balisongs. I also forgot I have the Bamboo, which is a weirdo. I have the Ultralight, which is a bit of weirdo. Also NRB. Great knife. I love it. I have the Tally Z, which is on bearing, so it's a little weird. I have the Barracuda, which also is a little weird because it's just a little weirdo. Oh, and I also have the Donut, so that's 12. The Donut Tachyon 2 clone. Oh, and I have the Microtech 3. So I have 13 channel aluminum. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 channel aluminum Balisongs in my collection. I do not discriminate against aluminum, but I'm also no fool to think that it takes a lot to stand out. I think the Icarus is one of the few knives that is very different from all the other ones, in the sense that it's like, yeah, it's channel aluminum bushings, but it's super long, has a very distinct design, has very distinct angles and blade, rings like crazy. It stands on its own. I have flipped other knives that I don't have anymore. The Hypex Trainer, the Gyration. I have gone through a fair number of channel aluminum knives, and the Outcast or the Vortex, sorry. The Vortex is a really good one. And if you can get your hands on one, it'll do you well. This is doing me well. Now, unfortunately, because I just have so many, and it's not blowing my mind in the sense that like this rep, when I flip this and I'm like, oh, fucking like Will Hirsch and Brandon Baker nutting when they hear the Seraph. Yeah, it's that good. This one, I'm just like, I flip it and I go, yeah. But I don't know if I want to own one. If I did have one, I would probably keep it because I don't really see the ability of selling this. Like, I think I would probably lose money on a sale. And I don't necessarily know if I want to spend money on getting one. But it is good. I just find that the ring is a little annoying. Which is like whatever. It's a little bit more of a superficial thing, I guess, arguably. The flipping, though, flipping's really solid. The flipping is really solid. I think any nitpick I have is exactly a nitpick. Like I wish this was oh so slightly more square instead of rectangular. I wish the sound was better. I don't love grooves kind of like this, like the Carlo has one kind of like that. I don't love it, but it is what it is. If I were to see these handles out of context, I don't know if I would be able to identify it. Maybe. If I see this blade out of context, I don't know if I would be able to identify it. Maybe. So the whole thing together, again, really good. But not groundbreaking. And I don't think it's cutting the market. Like, I know the Hognose tried to do that. I don't know if the Hognose is even still being made. Fellowship, again, tried to do the Hognose, I believe, to get a piece of that aluminum pie. But also, it's saturated. And he has much, much better higher-end Balisongs for a very relatively affordable price, sitting around $400 for really good knives. And he has that sweet spot. So, like, leaving it was not as worth it. Nrb, I know, is working at MachineWise and has been putting his own business sort of somewhat on the side. As you can imagine, driving 1 hour one way to work like 4 days a week is kind of exhausting. His Slight, honestly, the Slight is still, in my opinion, one of the best intermediate knives in the sense of like the price to performance, very good. He has, in general, sleek, agile, thinner balisongs, thin tapers, thinner handles, ultralight. I fucking love it. You either love it or you hate it. To be fair, it's a gimmick in a sense, but I love it. It's like 2.7 ounces, and the Nemesis I didn't love. The Koenig I really like. Again, there's a whole group chat trying to make a titanium Koenig, and I do think that if you were to make a titanium Koenig, it could do well, but also NRB doesn't do as much marketing as I think he could and should do. And that's just hard, you know. It's hard to be your own business. Again, I'm my own business person, and I have to do social media for my work. You know, I'm a game audio composer, and as you can imagine, you know, I have to be kind of visible. It's hard. It's really hard. I'm not knocking on anyone except for Haystack for just check your messages, man, dude. And more like either just make your friends official distributors or I don't know. It's just so weird that if you want to get a Haystack knife, you have to get it from like one of other, like two people. But yeah, NRB, and also like the Kanto Origin. Oh shit, that's another thing. The Kanto Origin is currently out for trade. I have 14. What Kanto Origin? Shoot, I have to remember. What do I not have right now? Jigsaw. 15. I have 15 channel aluminum knives. I have 15 channel aluminum balisongs. Fuck me. I need to stop spending money. I just like knife go burr. Am I forgetting anything else? No, I got the cigar. Yeah, I think I might even be missing one. Point is though, while this is good, it does not cleave. It doesn't cleave a path. Not to my heart, not to my collection. If I if one was given to me, I'd be like, oh fuck yeah, great, cool, and I would keep it forever. Oh shit, I have the index. 16. Index is 16. I have 16 channel aluminum knives. I have 16 channel aluminum knives. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's not cheap enough to be like, it's not as cheap as the Vault. You know, it's not as cheap as some of Nibali's is. It's not as high end as Frankenforge or Static. It's not as, I don't know. I like you, Vortex. I just think that I don't know where you belong in this world, and it sucks. So, I guess that's kind of all I really have to say. It's great. Again, it's really great. It's really light. It's very agile. I can do everything I want with it. I am just kind of like, I just don't, like, if I had one, I would be, yeah, but I don't really want to get one. It's not that I don't want to get one, it's that I don't want to spend money. You know? It's like if I saw one for an insane deal, I would get one. I would get it. But even then, it would have to be such an insane deal that I couldn't say no to it. And with how very little I hear about this knife, I don't even know how many there are of these on the market. So I don't know. If this interests you, ask NRB, I guess. They're great. And I really hope that, you know, I want people to buy these because I think they're good, and I want people to support NRB because I think he's a good maker. It's just, again, like everything I've said, unfortunately it exists in a world that it is one of many in a pile. And yeah, it's good. It's really good, and it's great ammo too. I have a hard time being like, you need this. I have a hard time saying, yes, the value is good to the performance, but it's definitely not like Vault good in terms of value and price. It's not like, I don't know, it's just hard to sell this, which is a shame because it's good. Anyways, I'm going in circles. Thanks for tuning in. Like this video, subscribe, watch my videos. I also cover the Slight, I cover the Koenig. I don't think I covered the Nemesis because I think I wasn't making my videos yet. NRB is really good. I would recommend that you check out his knives. And if you get your hand on a Vortex, let me know your thoughts. This is a Vortex V3. I know that there are older Vortexes. I have no idea how well those perform. And those go for, unfortunately, very, very low. So if you can get an earlier Vortex, let me know your thoughts on how it compares to the V3. And, yeah. Happy flipping, everyone. God, this is just so much better than it's just so sad because it's so much better than its market value, and it won't shine, and it should shine, but it's not. I'm sorry, NRB. I think this is great.